Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you the weekly news and review for September the 8th, 2024. And of course, there's Transformers news from all of the different categories of Transformers, Masterpiece, Mainline, Legends, non-transforming, all that fun stuff. We've got some Motu news this week. I think it's stuff we've already seen, but we're still going to look at it. But Super7 has finally listened to me. Brian Flynn has been watching my videos, listening to me, taking my advice. We'll talk about $35 Ultimates, now called Deluxes. And then we got another wave of the Batman 66, which looks like a really good wave, actually. Probably better than the last few waves. And I love this line, so I'm going to struggle paying the higher prices, but I probably will pick them up. Then the last day or two, just call it the last day of the Rattler. Back it by the end of Sunday night if you want it. I think you can back it on Monday too, but it's almost there. I mean, it's definitely blown all the way through all of the tiers. Then, speaking of tiers, Star Wars news, there's a few things, but let's go ahead and jump into the Johnny Cab and enjoy this news coming up. No, there's no Total Recall news, but there's Show Z news information. Now, I did talk about this on Friday, but I want to get this out to everybody. $115 for the Masterpiece Magic Square Brawl. I feel like it's a very reasonable price, considering the size, quality, heft, and they have upped their plastic quality, the durometer of their plastic, and $115 is a great price. I've already paid for mine, waiting for it to come in. Also want to say that I've looked this up on other sites for $160. Takara Tomy Diaclone DA109 Battles X1. $5 down. Not exactly sure what the price will be on this, but it's the next Diaclone. Those are really cool. I haven't bought any of them though, but I do appreciate what they're doing with this line. Now this is something that I don't understand. Here's something that I can't understand. New Age H63EXR Gorgo Slag EX repaint version. Supposedly it's got chrome or some electroplated to it, but they do pretty shiny paint that pretty much looks chrome already on the standard EX, so not sure why this one is, well, it's like 50 or 60 bucks more at $125. It says sold out. I don't know if that means it's sold out temporarily or for good. And another thing I was wanting to talk about, it also says sold out by now also, is this one is Takara Tomy, but this is not the one Show Z has. This is the Takara Tomy Mall version, and it is the combined box set of the Masterpiece Gatti MPG 14 God Bomber. So this is pretty cool. It's a God Genrai God Bomber set, and I'm not exactly sure yet. Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get it at other places than Takara Tomy Mall. But this is a very interesting set, and there it is when it's combined. I'm ordering them separately. This is the way it was offered to me, but you could get it as a set through them, and this is what you can do with this one if you decide to pick the other one up. You can pick them both up, and this is what the additional parts will be with it. So pretty cool and interesting, and the new direction of Takara. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully it's not too far off, too wildly far off from what we were doing before with the Masterpiece scale, but there's still a lot of question, and this starts to look like it is kind of going in a little bit different direction than what we've seen in the past. Alright, we've got something that makes no sense to me, but I'm sure it makes sense to other people. It's the Manju Netsuke Optimus Prime, an additional information, but it's the 40th anniversary. What this basically is a special Optimus Prime figure which can transform into a Manju Netsuke, a classic and traditional miniature sculpture used as a button fastener originating in the 17th century in Japan. Let's see here, this is the button fastener. It turns into this for the low price of $4,532. Am I reading that right? So I don't get it. Somebody else will probably understand it more than I will. All right, so for the Transformers 40th Anniversary Expo, on their Twitter account, they've announced a new and big 2000 NBE Megatron maquette, which will be at the event in Japan. So this thing looks to be, I don't know if it's life-size, but it's definitely huge if you like the live-action movies, live-action Megatron. We've got more pictures this week of this is Sideswipe. It is 30? It is 30 MDLX G1 Sideswipe, and I have to admit that it looks pretty good. And this is sort of, I was thinking it was in-hand images, but it looks a little bit more like official pictures, but it looks good. I actually have this on the way. I'll be checking out on the channel, and I'm not buying everything 30. They are a little smaller than the Yellow Park, but I think they look pretty good. All right, so we've got Metagate showing off the Joe Super7 Black Lightning, which I think is a repaint of one of their other ones they've already done, and I think it looks pretty cool, looks pretty good. Got that samurai look to it, and this is kind of what Metagate does, what they work on, and didn't show the alt mode to this one, but the alt mode, believe it or not, looking at this, you wouldn't believe how clean that alt mode cleans up to. All right, Lewin Resources, also known as W Resources, is putting out more pictures of their Metroplex project they're working on, and this is the head and the head base, the neck, all that, the connection point. So looks pretty good. It's very Metroplex-y. There's also a couple of other faces. They all look about the same, but we're just going to check out this picture for now. Seems like they're going to be dropping more pictures every week. That's just how these third-party companies do it. MMC's got more pictures of their close to sort of getting close to complete Defensor. Seems like they should be closer than this by now. But anyway, here we are getting close with two of the same leg, two of the same arm. Nicer background in this picture, but I think we've seen this before, but they're showing it again. It looks pretty good. I still feel like at the end of the day, once it's all said and done, I'm going to like the look, the aesthetic of the X-Transbots the most. And with that, I'm not sure when that one's going to get done, though. I'm pretty sure MMC is going to be out before X-Transbots. X-Transbots, speaking of X-Transbots, speak of them and they show up. This is their Ratchet, and I forgot the third-party name they're using, but the alt mode looks pretty clean. There are some lines on there, but not really that bad, actually, considering what it's going to go through. It's going to go through all the motions to turn into this, which is a pretty good-looking version of Ratchet. I have to say, in every single case, 100%, I think that the Ratchet looks better than the Ironhide. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's just, it all just kind of blends into the white there. I don't know. But I think it looks better. I feel like I see the flaws more in the Ironhide. But speaking of Ironhide, right, it's still a Ratchet box. It's a Ratchet box. Look how big that box is. That box is pretty big. But what I was going to say about Ironhide wasn't that Ironhide packs a big box. Well, I thought I was, but the price, $150. This is what Show Z price was. I just paid for mine, and not bad. So what is this, you say? Well, this is called the Fans Hobby MB25 Test Shot Aircraft Mode. Yes, this is kind of looks like a Star Wars B-Wing if you ask me, but still looks pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I'm sure we're going to see a ton more pictures coming down the pipeline. Fans Hobby will put out literally the same pictures every week, except add a little color to them, add a little paint to them, and revise them, show the transformation, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this is the beginning of a ton of pictures of this thing. Getting into some Legend news, or let's say down to some Legend news, we have this one is the New Age, I believe, from all my belief here, this is that EXR version. That's the $125 one. And the reason I was saving these pictures, well, to see, is there something different? I don't see this to be any more shiny than what we get standard from them, but I might be missing something there. Here's the bot mode, and mind you, it looks really good. I think it looks great. I just don't see how it's any better than the standard EX, and I'm sure we'll see those pictures down the road. But why is this one coming out first before the standard? Maybe you're paying a premium to get it first? Possibly? Anyway, I just think the standard EX will be just fine. Looks like Rising Force is finishing up. The Rising Force finishing up their combiner for the Minosaur, and this is the last one they needed, I guess, to finish it up, but it looks like they're doing okay. They're doing pretty good. You know, it's really interesting because I think we're in that kind of midway point where there's just not really a lot of Minosaur options out there. You know, you get Magic Square puts theirs out. I'm not sure they've even done a repaint yet, and then there was a KO oversize of that one, and then there's kind of nothing on the market. There's Rising Force, and it's an option, and it's a good time, and nobody's really trying to bot block them, so they're doing their thing. So it's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Still, will be interesting to see how this compares when it's completely done next to Magic Squares. It'll be fun to see. Now here's something just I'm not sure where to get it just yet, but the Lijiang Bien Xing is the CA10 Truck Pocket Edition. Yes, so I guess that's got to be Legends, in my opinion, Pocket Edition. Here is the picture next to the Standard Edition. So it's looking like maybe a deluxe figure next to a Legends, or is it a masterpiece next to a Voyager? Still a little unsure about all that, but still looks kind of interesting. It's just something completely different. It turns into this. So these are what the two trucks turn into, and looks like something you'd see in an Indiana Jones movie, I guess. Still pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's definitely something different. This is the Phantom Toys, the PT01 OP series. Here's the thing. This is pretty much a knockoff of the David, and it says it's 5 inches. So it's knockoff. Some people say it's 1-to-1. Some people say it's upscaled by about an inch, which is actually smart. Upscaled about an inch, because I always feel like New Age is a little short on theirs. But there's 3 different colors. You can get this one. You can get the, I guess the purple is a kind of a shattered glass look. And then you can get kind of a dead look or a nemesis look. And they're all 40 each. The only place I found it to actually buy is TF Direct. And yes, I did used to do reviews for TF Direct. Great company. I do recommend them. Nothing against them. But that's the only place I found. I don't see them at Show Z Store or anything like that. But $39.99 shipped. Not bad. Now, since we're kind of still New Age adjacent, talking about the knockoffs of them, this is the H67 Varan, the Legend Scale Snarl, and new color variants. So, we've got the Marvel G1 Comic Deco. Includes 2 pairs of interchangeable hands and a sword. And then here's the alt mode. That's the alt mode for this one, and I think it does look pretty good. It's decent. Remember, these are about G1 scale, and really that's what caught my eye on all of these. Pretty much the Legend scale, noticing that the dinos were all coming in around G1 scale. I thought it was kind of cool. Now this is the one I'm going to pre-order and get, the EX version. And if you look at the EX version, you notice it looks very vac metaled and shiny. And I don't know. This is what I love the most. I like this and the way they do this. The way this EX presents is what I want on my shelf. And it does feel more like the toy. It's got that clear head and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I do keep these. Well, I keep these in the bot mode actually. Like them. They've done really good work with these. Alright, so we've got the Iron Factory EX71 Fang of Botus. And it's a Legend Scale Death Cobra. And really, I do appreciate all the information that they're putting out now. It's nice to have more information about the stuff that's going on. I like the green. I like the look of the figure. And it's okay to be a little stylized sometimes. Here's the helicopter mode, and it does look pretty cool. A cool looking helicopter. Kind of gives me a Springer vibe in a way, but it's got more propellers than Springer. And then we've got the combined mode, which I would have liked the propellers to be more out like on Bruticus, but then again, I don't know anything about this combiner, so that's probably right. There it goes. Looks cool. Very colorful. Very interesting. Alright, so we've got some regular old run-of-the-mill news for good old. It's not Masterpiece. It's not Legends. It's Hasbro mainline, and it is going to be a Walmart exclusive reissue of Optimus Prime in the Toon Deco, meaning that they're going to charge you $75 is what I'm hearing for this, and probably no styrofoam. Almost a guarantee no styrofoam. And no vac metal. So it's almost like every other iteration, even the KOs that came before this, will be better than this. But at the same time, if I catch it on sale, I think it'll be worthwhile to get it. But no vac metal, I don't know. If you got the Missing Link one, though, I think you've really got the best one. So up on Amazon Japan, they're having the Takara Tomy Dramatic Capture Series Triple Takeover 3-pack, which usually when Takara makes something like this, you get it at various other places, TF Source and all those kind of places. And it is showing as $114. That's translated over. That is the currency translated over. It comes with a very G1 Toon inspired Coronation Starscream, Legacy Blitzwing, and Earthrise Siege Starscream Astro Train. Earthrise Astro Train. Anyway, they're pretty good looking figures. I would have thought they would have cleaned up Astro Train a little bit more than they did, but yeah, overall they look pretty good. Starscream is just like a dime a dozen at Walmart's and everywhere. So it's kind of a mixed bag on this, but for the price, $114, not bad. All right, they're showing Takara Tomy their release, which are slight different recolors of Slipstream, which I think looks pretty good. It's an interesting character. I don't really remember seeing this even in the U.S. Maybe it's not out yet. They're getting out ahead of it. Then they have the Concept Frenzy, and it does appear to look a little different than the U.S. version to me. That's just my mind's eye. And then this is the Voyager Ratchet, and pretty much all the other stuff looked about the same. I thought this stuff just looked a little bit different and would show it. But again, you have to track it down on one of these sites that will carry it. Amazon Japan is where the stuff is coming from. All right, we've got Studio Series Bumblebee and Leader 1 reveals for Transformers Day of 2024. So here we go. They look okay. I'm sure they're supposed to match the movie and all that. Nothing really too exciting. I actually think out of all of this, the one I will pick up is Alita 1. I think she does look the best. And I figure that you don't get that often. I thought the last one we got of her was a little bit on the bulky side. I think this one's it's a lot sleeker and slimmer. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Or I might just skip Hasbro and go with the officially licensed AMK. This is a recent picture of Cogged Orion packs. Let's see, Transformers 1 Cogged Orion packs, Alita 1 D16 and B127. So D16 would be is that the Megatron? And I know the B127 is Bumblebee, and those look so great, but they are $60 a piece. All right, so the game, there's a new game coming, and it is called the Galactic Trials. And my question about this game was, will it be a game on like a streaming service or something like that? I wasn't really sure that it was a full-fledged game getting the full support on all the consoles. So I snapped this picture to show that it is on all consoles. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting. It's just exciting to get a Transformers game. Yeah, they're not exactly the G1 characters we probably want, but they're close enough. And that really doesn't matter when it comes to having fun in a game. So I guess there's a new song they're putting out that's going to go along with the... it's an official song, If I Fall, for the new movie. So that's also a thing. Okay, we have another Transformers 1 collaborations to share. It's Transformers 1 has teamed up with a popular online game platform, Roblox, and they are having collaboration the Drive World Drift and Racing game, and it's going to feature all kinds of stuff going on. But Roblox Transformers 1 drifting game. All right, so now you know, and knowing's half the battle when it comes to the Transformers, right? Is that G.I. Joe? We don't have much G.I. Joe to talk about this week. So let's just talk about some Super 7 Ultimates Ultimates. Nope, it's deluxe. So now I've been saying this for a long time, and this is really a big hot button for me, is that I feel that Super 7 figures would be a lot better at the $30 or $35 price point. Now they're coming out with deluxes, which are Ultimates figures with only 2 accessories. The bare bones accessories. I'm fine with that. $35. And, you know, you think about this. Cobra Troopers, Cobra Troopers, Crimson Guards and stuff for G.I. Joe. Getting this treatment, it'd be great. The one thing about it is the packaging, I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like the Godzilla packaging will open up fine, but when it comes to like Lion-O, once you pull it off the card, there's no going back. You know, you can't put that baby back in that corner there. So that's kind of sucks, but getting it for $35, it's definitely worth it. And it has very reminiscent type packaging to the original. I wished it would have actually matched the shape of the bubble to the original. That would have been awesome. But it's also pinless. Looks like they're going pinless. Of course, all this is from renders, so you might still have pins in it, but I'm thinking it's pinless. Cool stuff. They're actually, Brian's watching my videos and he's taking my advice. Good job, Brian. Thank you. On the other hand, Todd McFarlane does not watch my videos, does not listen to my advice, but this is a good wave, so I have to give him a pat on the back. I like this. Not sure about that Batgirl cycle. I think it's cool though. Here's the thing. The more obscure and weird and wacky it is, the more I want it. Like, if it's this... I don't want another Batmobile, like Batmobile number 12, but a Batgirl cycle? Like, I never even heard of that. Thought about that. So I'm definitely going to have to pick one up just because it's so out there. Batgirl, Wonder Woman looks pretty good. Another Batman. Of course, they've always got to have... I think there's some sort of contractual agreement. There has to be a Batman in every wave or something. Or it's just... I don't know. Another Joker, and then this other Joker in the top right. He must be Clock King, and I'm really, really ecstatic about getting yet another deep-cut villain that I don't know about. I'll have to learn about him. Or I'll just be happy with what I have and not get any of those. So this is pre-orders for Lord Grasp and Terror. And these are more or less repaints of other figures slapped together with new names, which is what Motu's all about. But these are up for pre-order at places like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, The Chosen Prime, and Toy Geek. And I pre-ordered mine through Walmart. Mine will probably get canceled. That's just how Walmart goes. They've canceled the last couple things I pre-ordered, so they've saved me money. But if you haven't ordered them yet, then you can get them from one of those reliable sources. All right, so we got pictures of Turtles of Grayskull and Cartoon Collection, promo images, and what we see here is a Hordak and I guess an animation Rattler. Is that what we're looking at here? I mean, I know that's Hordak, but is that an animation Rattler? Then we have a animation Cartoon Collection Mechanic. It's Mechanic. That doesn't look like a cartoon Mechanic to me, though. Maybe that's part of the crossovers. The Turtles of Grayskull Reptile Wars. So yeah, that must be what that one is. And then yeah, Donatello, purple, with the Reptile Wars. These aren't exactly in the order I thought. Raphael, okay, now we're getting into it. Raphael with the Reptile Wars. So, I don't know if I'm a fan of buying multiple different sets of turtles in the crossovers, but I guess you could either just do without, or... Anyway, this is the Cartoon Collection Triclops. I think it looks really good, and their Cartoon Collection looks so good that I'm having trouble not picking it up. I've only got 4 of them, and I think they've made about 12 now, so they all look good. Manny Faces looks good, and it's kind of like if you missed out on the Origins, you can just plug this in for your Origins if you want to, but don't feel like you're obligated. Well, I guess I should have talked about this when I talked about the McFarlane stuff, but this is something completely different. This is Super 7 Super Cyborg Batmobile 1989 Batmobile, which looks great. It looks like it holds 4-inch figures. It's 13 inches long, so 4-inch figures should fit, but nowhere does it say they do fit. But you can pull the front end off, see the engine and stuff, and you can pull the top off. This is $125 though, so one of those things that, yeah, if it was like in the 50, 60 range, I could bite on it, but not $125. Now, obviously, there's a lot going into it, but not in on it for $125. Storm Collectibles is making another figure from the King of Fighters Ultimate Match. This is the Joe Higashi? Storm Joe Higashi. Is it Storm? No, Joe Higashi. I don't know the characters in this game, but I think it looks really cool, and I think they would stack up really well with your Street Fighter figures, especially if you played this game back in the day and you liked Street Fighter also, or if you just played this game and you're getting a set of them. Cool looking figure. So Beetlejuiced, which is the name of the new Beetlejuice movie, is the Toonie Terrors Lydia and Astrid 2-pack. And I gotta say, NECA has been doing some lame work, but these always were kind of just statues. But when you're charging the $35 price for some statues, that's when I start to get a little irritated about the whole situation. And I think they're just rehashing stuff they made in the early days that had almost articulation. But here goes more stuff that they're making. This is, let's get the Universal Monsters Ultimate Invisible Man, Kemp House 7 scale, and I think that's full articulation. The Bride of Frankenstein, not sure about her articulation. And then Beetlejuice, Toonie Terrors, Dolores scale 2-pack. And so anyway, looking at all of this, I'm just a little not so happy about what I see. These are Toonie Terrors, okay, but they put out a full-size Beetlejuice for $35 and has almost no articulation statue. You could argue out Super7 all day long. That's at least articulated. No articulation. All right, so Haslab is fully funded for the Rattler, and I haven't ordered mine yet. I'm literally waiting till the last minute, but I should just place my order now. Right now. But it's got about a day left, and hopefully I don't forget. But it looks pretty cool, and it's unlocked everything. It's about to crack 20,000. Probably do 25 to 28,000 by the time it's over. Something along that. It's similar to what his tank has done in Dragonfly and all that kind of stuff, but this one might blow through all of it because it is pretty awesome and pretty good. $325 is not a bad price. Would $275 been better? Yeah, definitely. But aside from everybody disappointed in the patches, the figures look good. And I do want to say good job to T9 News for putting together a nice little picture collage showing what's going on with this project. Surprise, surprise! There's Star Wars news. Now this is the Vintage Collection Figurine DN, the model nodes pre-order at Entertainment Earth. Is it 5 or 7? There's 7 in this pack. Okay, that's why it makes sense. $89 for 7 of these at Entertainment Earth. And this is one of those things that people are going to want for their very expensive Cantina playset. So $90, $89, $89.99 for that bad boy. So people are getting their Sabine and Choppers in, and that's kind of cool. 2-pack. People are getting them, showing up. I remember just the first Chopper coming out, and now you get them in the actual TFC. So TVC, Vintage Collection. And that works. I was bragging about Star Wars news. There's not a whole lot. Anyway, there is this. This is a Skeleton Crew figure. I gotta go look up the name of this. They say the name of this is Fern. So this is for a show we haven't seen yet, and this is probably leaked. It's probably not even supposed to be shown. But then again, any good press or any press at all is good press for Hasbro. At least I think that's what they think. And then a package shot of Black Series Skeleton Crew Neil. This next one's Neil. That character says kneel before Zod. No, Neil. So it's the Black Series Skeleton Crew Neil, surfaced out of the Basement Instagram page. Series launches on Disney Plus December 3rd. And then you can figure out why there's an elephant in there. Well, that's all I got for you today. I guess you can look at the cartoon Optimus Prime packaging and alt mode as we exit this. But what else is out there that I missed? What other cool stuff's going on? And I'd like to know. Like and subscribe. Pedram Hangout.